once again, we're back. Time to delve into the... What?
The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed...
Okay. For some reason it didn't save us doing this. Despite that I saved after.
Another good... Another...
Oh well, in we go.
Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
Have any light-producing stuff in here? No. Aha, a thing.
Amazing. The thing still worked. The room lit up bright as day.
Well, now we've got a room. Well, hole in the wall.
A slot next to the safe door. All I had to do was find something to fit into it. It was like being back in kindergarten. All I needed now was a shape that would fit the slot. Lady Justice stared out from a stone door, which was locked and reinforced with steel bands.
I'm going to assume nothing we've got will do it initially. Wouldn't be much of a puzzle if it did.
I wasn't going to find anything in this old desk. It hadn't been used for years. Inside the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code.
Ah. One of these. Oh, fun. That's a single letter, which means that is probably A. I'm just going to go with this here as a random guess, and assuming that word is rear. The only thing I can think of that comes as a double letter after A is add. Or maybe? guess that would be N then. Rear add-on. I'm gonna pretend that is solar. That word there. Where's it? But that turns that into gibberish. Maybe that's N. Maybe that's rain. Reset, but keep A what it is. Where's this I had for A? I think figuring out what the double is would help. It almost has to be D. I hope this is actually in English, because otherwise I don't even know. Watch me have had it earlier. We're going to pretend that is D. Well, that can't be D, because there's like... I don't like to peek for a hint here, but I'm curious what it has to say. I suppose I could have considered that, couldn't I? So what if that's I? And I hadn't thought of. What if that's of off? And in is a proper noun. Or in is a well, in is a noun, so. But that turns that into gibberish. I think the I may be wrong, but off and of seems actually good. And assuming that's then A, this has got to be boring for people to watch, aside from watching me fail. What if that's "and" the proper noun? See, this is what I mean when I say I'm probably gonna fail at the really stupid stuff, but... yeah. Would you believe I actually know that? I just... can't be that because he cannot be singular. Let's try that as E. And A being singular. Does seem to work. If that's O, is in 2 and 2. I think that works. That is probably a K. We'll see what that does to everything else. Nothing. That's the only one of it in the thing. That's probably R, then, because... ah, there we are. Report. That must be I. Because Pierre. Be a C, take great care. Together, probably an H. Who? Yeah. That is, yeah, S. Is that it? Urgent. And I like how the secret to it was doing something I knew how to do all along, but I didn't want to actually do because I thought I could do it without it. Yeah. D, probably. That makes that B. People are dead, eh? This is too urgent to wait. Arno and blah both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of. Okay. So came together in I'm guessing that's this is getting kind of annoying. Pierre, full report to follow, but this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Blood and Amada and Vamada. What was that last one I did? And can't be. I know that's not Q because you would have to. It's like coincidence indeed. It seems that all of us who came together are in danger. Take great care. Don't know. Just don't know what to do here. what that word was. July.
I had decrypted the note. It read, Pierre, full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X. I had decrypted Pierre. This take... It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone had been working very recently at this desk.
Anything over here or just...
Oh my God. The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size. They were right about chocolate. But come on, guys. I'm a size 10. There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big and organized. I was part of it. And people were getting murdered.
Well, that's no good.
The dregs at the bottom of the mug hadn't dried out or gone moldy. It wasn't more than a day old. This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Carchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case the killer had worn a costume. A penguin and then a snowman. But that wasn't the only link between the 2 murders. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders. And I proved they were just the opposite. So, how did they fit in with Carchon?
Anything else in here? What else to look at? I'd assume those 2 are the people mentioned in the note.
The flags had faded, but their message was still pretty clear. Fascist regalia, a message of hate.
Sure you won't mess with this desk?
I wasn't going to find anything in this old desk. It hadn't been used for years.
It's gonna be stupid and random, and it might just work, because who knows?
Turning the lights off wasn't going to help. It was an old circuit breaker. That was more sensible. That wasn't going to help. Lady Justice, a door like that always has some...
We just gotta figure out... Did you search that desk thoroughly?
Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens? A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story. I had enough for a story, an amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Carchon's to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
Well, that wasn't what I was expecting to happen.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends. Powerful friends. For your own sake.
Forget what happened.
You got it. End of conversation. Good night.
This should have been my big break, but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
Well, that's terrible. I think.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Café de la Chandelle Verte, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
Well, she seems to be in a bit of trouble.
People complain about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed. I was beginning to feel scared. This guy, Plantard, could I trust him? Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
Looks like she decided on yes.
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte. I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted.
Well.
As I picked myself up, I was really angry. 1 minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was going to do. I was going to find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty, and equality, and, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that and money, of course.
Okay. Well, this is the guy I thought was the protagonist. Looks like all the advertising I saw for this game when I was younger didn't even mention Nico. That's kinda... wow. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Now, when we get back, we're going to continue on with whatever this guy's name is. A lawyer, apparently. Later, everyone.